Lindelof's hand here.
Now struck it.
Well, if it's penalty against last week, you've got to say that falls into a similar sort of category. Martin Atkinson has been invited to have a look himself by the VAR Jonathan Moss. It's a penalty.
It was hard to see it initially coming off Lindelof's arm, but it does. Trying to get back in position. And it's not intentional, but the laws are what they are. And that was all his reaction when it was finally decided as a penalty kick.
Jordan Ayew, whose miscue really earned this penalty, is now going to be afforded the chance to take it. Jordan Ayew, and De Gea saves, and De Gea plunges on it. Opportunity not for Crystal Palace so very, very loudly. De Gea would not let them through.
Just think it's a little casual, and it wasn't hit with the power it could have been hit with. And I think I will be very disappointed because that cushion would have put Palace into a wonderful position.
Well, at almost exactly the same point of last year's fixture between the two here, Marcus Rashford missed the penalty. But there is going to be a retake here because De Gea was off his line. So salvation is short-lived. They have to have a foot on the line. And De Gea's right foot there is lifted. His left foot is advanced, his right foot is lifted.
Yeah. It's the instinct of keepers to come towards the thread, isn't it? To step away from their line, and he has.
Now Will Sahar. And he does make sure. And the Palace lead 2-0 at the theatre. And what a season start this could turn out to be. Amid red tape and wrangles around the regulations. And Palace may be out of reach now.
That's a huge break for Crystal Palace. For them to be able to retake it. And Zaha went with the power that Ayew lacked. And there was no doubt about that one. The applause is sarcastic from De Gea, but he had stepped off the line, and that is not allowed.
Those are the rules, those are the laws. They will infuriate many, but that's how it is. Lindelof. Fosu Mensah. Van der Beek! That's how he drinks it. And he has given Manchester United a glimpse with a debut goal of huge potential relevance.
Well, I mean, it's basically come down to getting the ball in the box for the hook side, and that they did through Fosu Mensah. It's a fortunate break from them because Kouyaté goes at it, misses it, and it hits Ward as a result. Sacco probably should have dealt with it, and it still found its way to Van der Beek. But I must admit, once it did, what a tidy finish, similar to Andros Townsend to begin the scoring. He tucked it beautifully into the side netting.
It didn't take him very long to make a difference for Manchester United. Here's Zaha. Will Zaha! And that one surely does win it. 2 for Will Zaha on the ground where he never quite before felt at home, and the points should be Palace's.
It's not gone well for Victor Lindelof tonight, and again it's a chance for him to deal with the situation, and he doesn't come off well out of that. And once Zaha steals it from him and gets in position, I mean, that's clinical, that's brilliant finishing, and Zaha has worked tirelessly throughout the match, at times feeding on scraps, but he's kept going. And that's a really good finish, which should finish Manchester United in this one.
Perfect. Palace plumber Old Trafford again. Another huge feather in the cap of Roy Hodgson. And for Ole Solskjaer, a start which will not thrill. The final score, Manchester United 1, Crystal Palace 3.
We didn't deserve to get anything from the game. We started badly, slowly. Looked like a team early on in the preparation and pre-season. I think the penalty decision is very harsh. And then very harsh on David, who makes a fantastic save, but is probably 1 inch off the line. But it's hard to fathom and understand that when he's made that save. But then again, rules are rules.
It's a pity if the game and the discussion on the game is going to be hinging on the fact that we had a penalty which maybe shouldn't have been given, or a retake which shouldn't have been given. I would like to really myself focus on the fact that we played so well up here and deserve the 3 points.
At Elland Road, two newly promoted clubs seeking to get off the mark in the Premier League, with visiting Fulham targeting their first goals of the new campaign.
Find out what's new. Share your point of view on the world's greatest football league. Discuss, debate and chat around all things Premier League. No matter where you are. A show for the fans, by the fans.
We like to see them win.
Fan Zone, every day of the week excluding Saturdays. Only on Supersport. Proudly brought to you by Guinness, made of more, and 22Bet. Bet to play, bet to win.
Eddie, if you're going to spend your money, spend it on the best football in the world.
After beating the #1 seed Milwaukee Bucks, the Miami Heat look to continue their playoff run as they battle to determine who will win the East.
Jimmy Butler, and he won it here.
Watch the Eastern Conference Finals live on ESPN.
To experience ESPN in full HD, watch it on channel 218 and 219 on DSTV.
Get DSTV Premium's dedicated channel for unmissable rugby, cricket, Grand Slam, majors, football, and more. It's unrivaled access to the biggest sporting events in the world.
This is your champion.
That's the premium difference.
So you think like a champion?
To experience ESPN in full HD, watch it on channel 218 and 219 on DSTV.
There's this guy who loves 3 things in his life: huge winnings, fast pay, and high odds. And one day, he placed a bet. And he made lots of money.
But where?
At 1xBet.
And who's that guy? Is it you?
No, it's you.
And another goal! Teddy Sheringham scores. Well, every time Southampton find the net, Spurs come straight back. Grobbelaar should have kept that one out. That has to go down as another mistake to the Southampton goalkeeper. Heaney's cross. Just about got clear. Another goal! Jim Chilton! It's 4-3! It fell onto the boot of Jim Chilton, and his volley was struck sweetly past Ian Walker. It's all over. Southampton move outside the relegation zone. What an important win this is for the home side. It's only their second Premier League win of 1995, and it's been earned with 2 marvellous goals from Matt Le Tissier, who gives it the thumbs up. The final score, Southampton 4, Spurs 3.
At Goodison Park, Everton were expecting to build on their victory at Tottenham when they welcomed West Brom. The newly promoted Baggies needed to bounce back after last week's defeat by Leicester. Manager Slaven Bilic called for greater positivity, while Carlo Ancelotti in the home dugout had been delighted with his team and named the same 11 as at Spurs when Dominic Calvert-Lewin scored the single goal of the game and former Real Madrid player James Rodriguez shone. He was making his home debut as Everton sought to record back-to-back wins at the start of a Premier League campaign for the first time since 2012-13. Bilic too kept his starting lineup unchanged, though his side managed only 1 shot on target against the Foxes. New signing Branislav Ivanovic is still building up his fitness levels, so he was unable to feature in the matchday squad, while a hold-up in paperwork kept out Conor Gallagher, who joined on loan from Chelsea on Thursday. Your commentary team for this one, Rob Green and Jim Proudfoot.
Everton's Italian renaissance gathers pace, given a helping hand by shrewd investment, with last weekend providing an appetising insight of what the future might bring. If this there on, West Brom's horizon wasn't quite so encouraging, but how quickly that picture would brighten with a positive result here. Early pressure on Jordan Pickford, it was a very brisk back pass from Yerry Mina, and Pickford is forced to make a save inside the opening 25 seconds after that loose kick caused all kinds of problems for him.
Yeah, it's a loose pass. It's a loose pass back to him, and it's a poor decision from Jordan Pickford. As a keeper, you want an early, quiet start. That certainly wasn't it.
Galan helps him inside the penalty area. Charleston the first to react, trying to set it up for the shot. He's found Coleman instead. And West Brom forced to come back and clear their lines at the expense of the first corner, conceded by Romain Sawyers. And the whip on the delivery. And by his own high standards, Dom Calvert-Lewin would expect to have scored.
He's won the ball over the shoulder of Darnell Furlong, looking to get a clear header on goal from 6 yards. You've got to think you've got to hit the target at least. It's a golden opportunity.
Well, only Liverpool scored more goals from corners and more goals from headers than Everton last season. Already proved their ability in that area last week with Calvert-Lewin's superb goal from Luca Digne's free kick. That was a number 9's goal, a proper number 9's goal. Diangana with the opportunity to run at Mina. And Diangana goes alone. That is a quite brilliant goal from Grady Diangana. West Brom's first, back in the Premier League. And they're back with a bang.
Wow, Diangana, what a finish, what a run. Picks the ball up for in the middle of the pitch and has one thing on his mind. He's going for goal. And he does in emphatic fashion. Picks the ball up 25, 30, 40 yards through his own goal, runs the length of the pitch. Looking at the Everton, backtracking, and out the two centre halves backing off, allowing him to shoot. And boy, doesn't he shoot. A fantastic strike. And that, hopefully, from the West Brom point of view, will give them that belief that they so sorely lacked last week.
James Rodriguez finding Digne. Good quick interplay by the Evertonians on the left flank, and he's given away to Calvert-Lewin. That could have been such a costly error.
Big risk there by Romain Sawyers, trying to play in his own penalty area. Just clear the ball. Just take it. You know you can clear it. You've got the time to clear it. Tries to play a clever pass. Nearly costs them.
Well, there's certainly been optimism this season. Would be a vast improvement here at Goodison Park, would provide a better return on the vast outlay on players that now stands at just a shade under £500 million over the last 4.5 years.